Hi, y'all. I'm Chris Hollingsworth, and I'm a member of Rocksteady Boxing, and you're watching Good Day Paris.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Good Day Paris. I'm Angie.
And I'm Teri.
And thank you for joining us
Yes.
today. We are so glad you are here.
We are.
So, today on our show, we have Lori VanScyoc and Kathy Visser from the Lions Club in Puryear to tell us all about the upcoming Puryear Day and tell us about the Puryear Lions Club.
Yes.
So, we have Puryear Day event coming up, and it's exciting because this is getting started back up again.
And that's where you used to live.
Yes, I'm a Puryear girl.
Yeah, that's right.
Am. A Puryear Hornet. That's right. Back in the day. And also Dave Vance, the Tennessee Informer, will be joining us to share recent updates regarding your rights and mine as a citizen and the proposed red flag laws. They will be joining us in just a bit, so don't go anywhere. In the meantime, we're so excited each week to bring you another great show, and we would love to hear from you. So please, keep those emails coming. We sure do appreciate you.
You know, we really do.
And I'd like to mention to go and have, I don't know.
Have you go to the gooddayparis.com site? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I sounded like I was going to say go and have your picture made. Or I don't know what I was going to say.
Well, it was probably my fault anyway, but anyway.
That's all right.
Yeah, go to that gooddayparis.com site.
gooddayparis.com site to like and subscribe. And that makes a huge difference for us. And please check out our past episodes of Good Day Paris while you're there. We love having you along with us. And also, we're looking for businesses to support us. So if you would like to have us advertise for you here on Good Day Paris, reach out to us at keelmedia@gmail.com. We know you'll be glad you did.
You would be. You
Yes.
really will be.
And also, if there's something you'd like for us to share or discuss, or someone that you'd like for us to have on Good Day Paris, please send us an email or log on to gooddayparis.com and let us know what you're thinking. I know y'all got some good ideas, so just send them our way. And because we're here for you, and we look forward to hearing from you. And a big thank you to all of you who have reached out to us. We do really appreciate you.
And I bet you've got something to share with these people that we appreciate so much.
Yes, I do. So this is just another thing that I was reading in the Bible this morning. I was in Proverbs chapter 4, and it was talking about wisdom and seeking after knowledge, and how beneficial that is for us. And I came across some scripture that talked about keeping your eyes straight forward where they need to be and guarding your heart. So I want to read that real quick. It just says, guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. And you know, a lot of times we don't really take seriously what we put into our mind and heart, and we just think it doesn't affect us.
That's the truth.
Yeah, but it does. According to Scripture, it does affect us. It says, guard your heart. Be careful with it. Be careful with what you entertain in your mind and heart. And avoid all perverse talk. Stay away from corrupt speech. I know if you work outside the home, which most people do, it's hard a lot of times to stay away from all the fun and the jokes people are telling and the things that are being said and all that.
The world has a draw, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. And there's some witty people. You know, some funny
really
stuff.
A lot of fun too. Yeah.
So, but if you are really concerned about your witness, about how people look at you, and if you want them to take you seriously and take your faith seriously, then this is a good thing to listen to. Avoid all, and I'm talking to myself. Y'all, you people who work with me know I'm talking to myself. Avoid all perverse talk. Stay away from corrupt speech. And then this is the big one that I really focused on years ago when I was really kind of trying to I was struggling with keeping my mind and heart straight where it needed to be and my focus where it needed to be. And this verse says, look straight ahead and fix your eyes on what lies before you. So I took that literally. When I would walk down the halls at work or anywhere to keep my mind focused on God, I did. I kept my eyes straight ahead. I made sure I wasn't looking to the right or to the left, seeing if, what other things are out there. Am I catching somebody's eye? Are they catching my eye?
Yes, I know.
It's a real struggle.
It is a struggle.
Keep your eyes straight ahead. And fix your eyes on what lies before you. Mark out a straight path for your feet and stay on the safe path. Don't get sidetracked and keep your feet from following evil.
Yes.
And I mean, it would be awesome if I could be like, oh, I never struggled.
Well,
but,
everybody struggles.
Everybody needs to know everybody
struggles like that. Yes.
And we all need to keep our eyes on that fixed straight ahead, not looking to the right or the left. Mark out a straight path for your feet and stay on the safe path.
Right.
Because if you ever get off the safe path and things start to go crazy, you'll wish you stayed on the safe path.
And there's a slippery slope there, you
Yes.
know, and Satan hates you. He's your enemy. So you've got to traffic your thoughts and stay real close to God. That's a good word.
Yes.
That's a good word, Ange. Thank you.
Yes, you are welcome.
And now we have a lot to get to today, so we want to introduce our guests, Lori VanScyoc and Kathy Visser, and they're both with the Lions Club, and we're so happy to have them here because they're doing something amazing out in Puryear, and we're going to hear all about it. So, thanks for being here, you guys. So let's find out about this Lions Club. And we were talking earlier, and you said that the Lions Club is their logo is "We Serve."
That's right. That's their motto. We serve.
Their motto, right? I'm sorry. And so tell us a little bit about how you serve and what it is you do there in Puryear's Lions Club.
Do you want me to take that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody can talk.
Let me backtrack a little bit. Puryear Day happened for many years. You grew up there, and you know that it was just a staple every year to have Puryear Day there.
Right.
And it disappeared. And when we moved here from out of state, people would say, "Oh, you should have been here when we had Puryear Day. It was, it was so good." And so we would say, "Well, why don't you have it anymore?" Nobody knew. Yeah. So Kathy Visser and I were at a city council meeting, and we asked, "Why don't you have it anymore?" And it was because the Lions Club had diminished to only just a few members, and they always sponsored it. And it was their insurance that covered the liability. And so Kathy and I and a couple other ladies looked at each other and we said, we need a Lions Club. So we got a lot of help from Kevin Bowie.
A lot of help.
A lot of help. We would not have been able to do it without him. And got us started. We got it was a long road and it was a hard road, but we did it. And so our first order was Puryear Day. Yeah. And the thing that Kathy and I both had the perception, I think a lot of people do, that the Lions Club is glasses. Well, it's a lot more than glasses. It's we serve our local community. We serve, communities outside of our community. We serve worldwide. It's not just about providing $70,000 seeing eye dogs for no cost for people that are sight impaired. It's so much more, and we've had a few projects, and Kathy spearheaded the Go Buckets, and maybe she'd like to share a little bit about that.
Yeah, it was. I called the school, and they put me off to the security person for the Henry County Schools, and she said it's funny that you called because I just had a meeting with the state and on these go buckets is what they're called, go buckets. And the state had a recommendation of what should go in these buckets. And I brought it back to the club and we discussed it and we decided to go ahead and do these go buckets. And I went to the store, we got buckets from Lowe's, and then I went to several stores and we got almost everything donated. There's a lot of items that go in that bucket, and each classroom at Harrelson has a state approved emergency go bucket.
So it's for emergencies. It's
Right.
like a go bag, but
Right.
it's a go
If they
bucket.
get locked down for any
Okay.
reason, each
Yeah.
classroom's got, there's things in there like a flashlight, paper, just whatever you can imagine. is in there.
Wow.
Wow, that's wonderful.
And we've done a couple other projects.
Lions Club is very supportive of the local blessing boxes in Puryear, and outside of Puryear, they've helped us with when we get food brought in for the blessing boxes. They've helped us with that. They've helped us with coats for folks. It's a service industry, and we serve, and we would love to have more members serving and joining our club, because it's a lot more than eyeglasses.
A lot more.
A lot more, and it's a good way to, especially if you want to get involved in your own community. It's just a great opportunity.
And we have a good group. We have fun. Puryear Day is a huge thing for us to do. There's only about 15 of us, and we've got a lot going on. And we've got some new Puryear Day. We've got some new stuff. Cornhole. We've got a cornhole tournament this year.
Cornhole.
Yeah.
And we've
That's
got
so
a
much
5K tournament or a run.
Great.
What else do we have new?
Well, the day starts off with the 5K.
5K.
Oh, and we have that up there now.
Yes,
and
and
so you can look at that.
They have a page that you can go to get more information on it. It's a run walk, so you can, if you're not a runner, you can walk it. There's medals for the different categories. I think top female, top male, and I think then for there's 3 top under 10 years old. So it's not just for adults, it's for children too. And then Sweet Jordans will be there in the morning to bright and early to help them get refueled
and
afterwards,
Oh,
and for
how
the
nice.
people that want to come watch the race.
Here we've got your schedule of events up now too. So you would go to, what is the name of your website or your email?
It's we have a Puryear Day a Facebook page.
Okay,
And
to
it's
Facebook.
updated right now about every day
Oh,
with
good.
new
Now,
information.
I will tell you that on the schedule, the dunk tank is incorrect. It starts at 11:30, not 1:30.
Oh,
That was a
okay.
typo.
Oh,
But
okay.
it starts at 11:30. We got some great people in that dunk tank. Come out and dunk Sheriff Fry.
All right.
What? Oh,
Yep.
wow.
Yep, Sheriff Fry's
Well,
gonna be in there.
Tennessee is the volunteer state, so he's
That's
volunteering
right.
for it.
There you go. That's right.
We have a couple Cub Scout leaders, so Cub Scouts
Oh, how fun.
come out and do some dunking. And the Scouts will be there anyway because they are doing some of the free games. So we have, and I'll let Kathy touch on the games, but we have some free games, and then we have paid games. And Kathy
Yeah,
and Mart have done most of the work.
Yeah, we've got
that.
three paid games. It's $1 a ticket, We've got a pig race. It's not real pigs. Everybody thinks it's real pigs. It's not.
Like real fish, when our fish races.
Yeah. It's little pigs that squeak or oink and run.
They
We've got
back
that.
up, they go forward, they
Yeah.
make noise.
Oh, they're
It's
mechanical
cute.
pigs.
It's real cute. And we've got a Plinko game.
Oh,
It's 7
fun.
foot tall. It's the big Plinko game.
Oh, fun.
And I'll put a plug in for my husband. He made both of those.
Oh, very
And then
nice.
we've got to spin the wheel.
Oh, yeah.
It stops on whatever prize you're going to win.
Aw.
Those are the 3 pay games, and then we've
That's
got a lot
very
of free
cute.
games.
Okay.
Now, you were telling me that you guys had about 635 people in the city, not counting the county.
That
Right.
was the last census. That's what they said, how many residents they said we had.
So you're looking for volunteers to help so that you guys can get the word out there that Puryear is open and happening and fun and exciting, and just
Yes.
like all the other Tennessee cities, you guys need volunteers.
Yes, we do.
Exactly.
Yes.
We need members.
Members for
Because
the
this
Lions
isn't the
Club.
only thing that we do. We have things after Puryear Days all tucked in. Then the Lions Club will be discussing other service projects that, and we have already been discussing them, but we will be looking at different areas that we really can't share them right now, but things that we want to do for our community and beyond.
What about the Grand Marshal? Who wants to answer that one?
What we do with our Grand Marshal, we get on the Puryear Day website and we ask for nominations.
Oh,
and I think,
okay.
how many did we have? We had 8 of them or something.
Something like that.
And Mr. Gary Peanut Pascal won. And I was talking to John Penn Ridgeway. He said, when I saw that, I thought, who is Gary Pascal? I've only known him as Peanut.
Yeah.
So,
There he is. We've got the Grand Marshal there.
There he is. Good guy.
Oh boy,
He's a
he
very,
looks
very,
like
very
fun.
nice guy.
He does a lot for our community, so it was
That's
it was
wonderful.
one that we were happy that his name came up. And
Yeah.
Then the Lions Club votes on the nominations, and
Right.
I think it was a landslide.
And he will have a table set up at Puryear Day for the history of Puryear. He knows all the history of Puryear.
Oh,
It's
that's
kinda cool,
wonderful.
yeah. Yes.
That's wonderful. So you've got other things going on that are coming up.
I'm very excited. There are 4 of us on the Arts and Craft Committee, and last year was the first year that we had one. And this year we've moved it to downtown. It'll be in the center of everything, so it's easy. There's more parking down there, so we're praying for good weather. So if you like to pray for good weather. And I'm very
here
excited.
it is, Arts and Crafts. We've
Yes,
got it up now.
We have 31 arts and craft vendors.
Oh,
And it's
wow.
all handmade, artisan type of stuff.
That's
and
great. Oh,
we've got
nice.
everything from textiles to pottery, good grief.
Candles and stuff, crystals?
No, we have crystals, jewelry makers, furniture, painted furniture.
You do so good at that.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm not the only one. There's another lady that has a different style than we do. I mean, it's just very, and if you go to the Puryear Day page, we are highlighting one at a time our meet our artists and crafters, and so that you can kind of see, what they have to offer. But very excited about that. We have 5 or 6 food vendors. We have handheld, deep sea. I wrote it down. Deep South seafood handheld. Which last year they had to go back and get more food. We had
2 vendors run out of food.
That's
last
a
year.
good problem to have.
so much.
Yeah.
Kathy is in charge of the parade.
Yeah, I was just going to say, right now I've got 33 entrants to the parade, which is a nice size.
That's a big
for Puryear.
parade, yeah.
And we expect several more to sign up the day of.
Yes,
So
the day of.
Yeah, and we've got some really cool things going to be in the parade.
Be there at 9 a.m. if you want to register, because you have to get a number. And there are 3 judges, and we have a big trophy for first place.
Oh,
And,
nice.
you have
3 categories, and don't ask me what they are, I forgot. But I will tell you, we need some more children. We need some more children to sign up.
Okay.
For the parade?
For the parade,
Right.
yes.
Okay.
We
Oh,
have a
that's
trophy, and
wonderful.
we have participation ribbons
Yeah,
for
yeah.
all the kids. All the kids.
And Froggy will be in the parade, and they will
Yep.
also be broadcasting for a couple hours after the parade. And then we have the Altons, who she's a phenom on the keyboards, and he's a very good guitarist, and they play around locally and at some of the churches. I think they're going to be playing a lot of Southern rock is what they've been
nice.
hinting at. And then we have a silent auction. Right now we have 30 plus items, and she's probably going to be receiving some the morning of. We've got some very nice items.
Very nice stuff.
We've got 3 bikes. We've just got gift certificates that businesses have been very supportive. We have had great sponsors for Puryear Day.
Yes, and if you get on the Puryear Day site, our sponsors are listed on there. Please
support
support
our
them.
sponsors.
They have been wonderful.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow, that's wonderful.
Yes, that is wonderful.
And then we have a happy birthday cake. That's a tradition which you probably remember. But it's a big birthday cake, and the Altons will be leading us in Happy Birthday to Puryear, and it's a free cake, and you can just come in to the community center where the silent auction things are, and you get a piece of cake. And we have the Fajita Brothers, which are, I'm sure they'll sing their Puryear song, which is a hit. And then in their intermission, we have a cake auction, which Doug Taylor will be doing, auctioning off the dessert auction. And that is really, it gets real hot and heavy in the bidding.
Yes.
They have, last year, they threw a couple back in there and rebid on them.
Really?
Auctioned them back off. Well, they did that 3 times, I think, last year.
I can't even remember. One
Oh,
of
it
them
sounds like
for
nothing
just-
but fun.
What was it? I mean,
It's hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Kinda like
That's
helping
amazing.
hands.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very good. And I guess the proceeds all go back into the next Puryear Day, or is it, what is it for?
I want people to understand that this money goes back into the community. It really does. It really, and beyond, and beyond. We've given money to the Boy Scouts, and we've got some
That's
other
right. I
stuff.
forgot about that.
We've got some other stuff coming up that, like she said, we can't really talk about because it's kind of a surprise. But we've got some big stuff coming up. We do have a shoot in the fall. It's another fundraiser.
Oh, yeah.
Out at Holly Fork. I think they've got it down for October 6th right now, tentative. We had to get a date locked in there, but I don't know what else.
And we are a nonprofit, and so the money that we receive from our fundraisers goes right back into, it's just that's what we do.
Yes.
We have fundraisers, and then we find a way that we can serve. We find a need, and if we're able, we fill it.
And we're always looking
It's a
for
great
projects,
organization.
service projects.
Yeah.
It's, Puryear's not real big. Sometimes it's hard to find a project to do in Puryear, but we have found some.
Yeah.
We have
Oh,
found some.
sure.
We've got a couple
I'm
coming up.
excited.
Yeah.
What's coming up.
And another thing that we've got going on is our cornhole tournament. That's new this year. We're expecting that to draw in a lot of people.
I have it down here. The registration is at 12. I've been told the bags fly at 1, and it's that's what I was told. It's $25 prepaid entrance fee, and there's the first place gets 70%. The second place team gets 30%, and the third place gets $50. But the Lions Club has put in an extra $200 and $100 into the pot, the winning pot. So it's a good prize to win.
Cornholes get real popular.
That is so much fun. Cornhole is just,
It is.
I
It's
love it.
good.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at
I
it,
am
but I
too.
love it.
Yeah,
you know?
me too.
It's fun to watch. Fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's probably more funny to watch me throwing that thing.
It's fun to hear my siblings trash talk each other when they play.
That's the best part,
That's
is the
right,
trash
exactly.
talking.
But I'm hoping that we're not
Oh,
missing
look at that,
anything.
the face painting.
Yes. Kathy,
I
got
forgot about
something
the
to
face-
A local teacher, isn't it?
Yes, it's,
One of them.
I'm not sure. I think she teaches in Paris somewhere.
Oh,
Miss Binkley.
Angela
Oh,
Binkley.
yeah.
Yes.
But she is in
nice.
Puryear.
Yeah,
That's
she's
right.
Right.
she's going to
Okay.
head up the face painting. She said she didn't want to do it all day because she wanted to partake in
Yes.
some of the
have
goings
some fun
on.
herself,
Yeah.
huh?
There'll be a picture opportunity with the train, which I don't know if you know the history of the train, but Mitch Sykes, his father, built that train for the parade, and the Lions Club was given to the Lions Club, correct?
Well, the city had it, and then they were going to dispose of it because they didn't have any place to put it.
Yeah.
And somebody stepped in and got it, and we kind of revamped it. It was
Kind of, no.
getting getting in rough shape, and we've had it in the fish fry parade last year, and it'll be on display.
neat.
It's really a unique thing. They've got the lights on the train are made out of baby fruit jars.
Oh,
I mean, it's
fantastic.
really
I think you said the headlight was from an old Ford pickup truck or something like that. He was Mitch was giving us the specs on it, and he said in his father's Bible, in his father's Bible, that there was the little, like his plans. He found them in there after he had passed for the making of the train.
Yeah.
Oh, how neat.
But you can go up and get your picture taken. with
It's
the kids
really
like
cool
that.
to see. It really
Yeah.
is. It's a neat item.
Aw.
And we have T-shirts that say Puryear Day, and they're bright red this year, and we will have those for sale, and part of those proceeds go to help the Lions Club fundraiser.
Oh, yeah, we've got that up there too.
Yeah.
Saturday, May 20th.
Yep.
All right.
Rain or shine.
Oh, good. And you've got that pavilion there, so I'm thinking everything's going to be at the pavilion or at that little...
In that area.
In that area?
Yeah, in that
Okay.
area.
Well, and
We're going to put up some canopies.
I'm excited
and-
with what Kathy has designed for the games.
Yeah,
I'll let you
I'm
share
doing a
that.
circus theme. It'll be all, the red and white striped.
Oh,
and,
how
yeah.
nice.
yeah.
The kids are going to love that.
And that'll be under canvases.
Right.
Correct?
Right.
Yeah, and most of the arts and craft, I'm assuming probably all of them will have their stuff under canvases and
Yeah.
and that. And then the silent auction is in the community center, so it's in a building. So there's plenty to do to keep dry, but we're just not going to think about that. We're
That's
gonna,
right.
We're gonna
Focus
think
on
positive, and it's
positives.
going to be a beautiful
I-
day.
Pray for rain.
I would like to
pray
add.
for good weather.
Yeah.
I said it all backwards.
I would like to add one more thing. At 1 o'clock, we are going to have our District 1 county commissioners there. I've asked them if they would come in and greet the public. So if any of the public has any concerns or questions, all three of them will be there to
Oh,
ask,
that's wonderful.
answer
What
any
great
questions.
ideas.
That's a good idea.
Yes, I love it. I also love that you all have moved into the community and just
Taking it up.
yes,
Yeah,
just
that's
have started
perfect.
doing this. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
But we need help.
We do need
Yes.
help. We
That's
really
right.
do
We
need
really need
help.
new members.
Yep.
We are, the month of May, we're tired.
I bet.
And if anybody
are,
would
yeah.
like to help, we will be doing cleanup on the day after Puryear Day, Sunday.
Yeah.
I think last year we
It's-
did it at noon. And I have to say,
Yeah.
I was so proud of our community last year when we went to pick up along the parade route.
There was nothing.
There was, I mean,
Oh, that is so
they
good
took
to
care of their town.
They're
their
responsible.
hometown.
Good
They
for
were.
you,
That-
Puryear.
Yes, we had to tear down, but cleanup was nil.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
good to hear.
yeah.
I love hearing stories like that.
Me too.
So the Puryear Day reporter, that was the other thing that we wanted to bring out.
Sophie Staggs.
Look how
and
cute.
Last year she came up to me at Puryear Day, and she had won one of these like plastic mics from one of the games. And so she had a hat on. She came up and she started interviewing me. And she's so articulate, and she's a smart young lady, and she's very good in speech and stuff. And so we as a club decided to approach her and see if she wanted to be our reporter. So she made a video of Mr. Gary Peanut Pascal, was
Our
her
Grand
first one.
Marshal.
Our
Our Grand
Grand Marshal, and then she's got a couple more that we're going to be posting. But she's got such a sense of humor, and she's real outgoing, and I just thought it was a special little touch. But she talked to people that were involved actually in the old Lions Club and the old Puryear Day, and just to hear their perspectives was very nice. So.
wow.
Yeah.
Get on Puryear Day website.
Okay.
You can see
It's
it.
Puryear Day
Absolutely,
Facebook
check it out
page.
there.
Yeah,
All right.
Facebook
And also
page.
there's a Facebook page for the 5K walk run. You just Google it and there you go.
Well, you guys are a great service organization. Also, you've got that petting zoo, and we wanted to just talk about that a little bit. That'll be there as well? Okay.
Now, a lot of times when you go to a petting zoo, you have to buy the food to feed them.
Oh,
Puryear Lions Club has covered that. Just come and feed them and come and see them, and doesn't cost you anything.
Pony
How
rides too,
fun.
isn't it?
oh, the kids are
rides?
going
Yeah,
to
and pony
love
rides.
that.
I believe there's pony rides for free. Either
Oh,
a horse or
wow.
a pony. I'm not sure which. And a lot of this stuff that we're doing on Puryear Day is free.
Oh, that's
Face
wonderful.
painting, the petting zoo. A lot of the stuff is free.
No entry fee for the parade.
Right, and just keep in mind that's our sponsors. Our sponsors have been.
And,
Wow.
yes, and we've got your phone number up there, Kathy, so
Yes.
people can reach out to call you. There it is again.
For the
down
parade
there.
or membership.
Registration, yes.
If somebody
Or
wants-
volunteers.
Yeah, volunteers, members,
Or
whatever.
the volunteers.
Right.
Give me a call.
And
That's right.
we do have a puryearday@gmail.com. We also have an email address.
Right.
So lots of ways to get a hold of us.
Okay,
And you mentioned
Facebook, email, and anything else?
Well, you have Kathy's phone
And my
number.
phone
And then
Kathy's
I
phone
believe
number.
there's a phone number for the 5K race too.
Okay.
A contact person for that.
Okay. And you mentioned your sponsors and support your sponsors. Where do we see who the sponsors are.
If you go to the Puryear Day Facebook page, we have thanked every one of them individually for their support, because we really do appreciate them, because we couldn't do what we do without, not to the scale, without them. So
And also, they're on the back of our T-shirt. And we have signs. We will have signs around Puryear.
We have
Puryear
banners
Day.
already posted that, and then they'll
For
have
the sponsors,
signs,
Sponsor
all through
signs,
all through the thing. And then I'd like to say a special thank you to Middleton's.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
They always they did this in the past, where they have a power tool. I don't know what it is yet, of some sort, but there's they always donate that. And they're a big sponsor for us, and we just appreciate their support. But we appreciate all of our sponsors.
Yes, absolutely.
And there's always next year.
That's
If your
right.
business, and we do make sure that we let the public know. You know, we mention them quite a bit and give them a lot of publicity for what they do for us, because we know how important they are.
Yes.
So shop our sponsors.
Yes, absolutely.
I agree.
And we will. And there's one last look at the schedule of events. So the only change, Kathy, was what? There was an 11
The dunk tank.
Okay.
It's starting at 11:30 instead of 1:30.
Okay, so the dunk tank should be up there at the 11:30 spot. Okay, very good. Well, thank you both so much for being on. And we hope and we're praying for a
Good weather.
good weather and
Appreciate
a good
that.
day and a big, huge turnout
Yes.
to support your efforts. And I know you're tired. That's a lot of work. Thank you for what you're doing.
a lot of work.
It's going to make a difference. It really will.
It's going to be a fun day.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Most definitely.
That's great. So we'll have to have you on again and hear all about it.
All right.
So thank you so much. And as we move forward, we've got a few things going on now. Good stuff to know, Ange.
Exactly.
Ooh, good stuff to know. Okay, so this month, the month of May, which happens to be a very special day for me because, you know, my birthday and coming up in
It's
May.
very special.
But May 11th, I didn't hear that. I don't. Okay. Let's see. So what we've got this time is Good Stuff to Know National Days first, and today is National Twilight Zone Day. Can you believe that? I think our world is basically a twilight zone.
Yeah, I agree.
Anymore, so you know it's good that we have that. And then it's National Foam Rolling Day. What in the world? I guess that's where you lay on some foam and roll.
But it is, listen, foam rolling feels amazing. So like,
I would bet.
have you used one before? So it's
I have a
Okay.
ball that I actually
okay,
use.
yeah, and you just get on the floor and you just roll that thing.
Oh
Yes,
my
it feels really
gosh.
good. You can do it on your hips,
It's
or
good
your
for your
back,
back,
or your
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 neck.
leg muscles.
Yeah. I love doing stuff like that. I'm all
Yes.
flexible. National Eat What You Want Day. Yeah, we can't. And also, yeah, because we're on diets, you know, what are you going to do?
I know.
National Technology Day. And you know what? Technology is great when it works.
Yes, it is. I do love some technology.
And it's horrible when it doesn't. We've had those issues here.
Yes.
And then it's National Hostess Cupcake Day. Yum. Those things are so good.
Yeah.
They really should be, you know, illegal.
So I wonder if it's talking about the little chocolate ones and with
that's
the squiggles
exactly
on
what
the
it's talking
top.
about,
Yes.
Ange.
Okay.
Where
All
you
right.
get to suck all that good stuff out and then chew all that wonderful chocolate.
Yeah.
I could eat 20 of those probably. and it's something very special, and we're honoring you, especially today.
Oh, yes.
National Nurses Week.
Happy Nurses Week.
Yes, happy nurses to all you amazing women out there and men who make it happen for those doctors and hospitals and clinics, and
Yes.
you guys are everywhere. Emergency techs.
Right.
It's wonderful. Thank you so much, so much. And May 11th birthdays, since we're there now. We've got Tim Blake Nelson, who is 58 years old, born today. Salvador Dali. I'm not sure if he was really great or just a nut, but somewhere in the middle. But he did great stuff.
He was great enough that we know his name.
Yeah, that we know. He was born in 1904, if you can believe that, and died in 1989. I remember that because in St. Petersburg, Florida, where I used to live, we have the huge Dali Museum.
Oh,
and
okay.
that place was impressive.
Wow.
Loaded with all his original stuff.
Yeah.
He was 85 years old. And then Phil Silvers, he was on TV way back when, I can't see that, I think it says 11, and he died in 1985. He was 74 years old. So, and on this day in history, in 1752, the first ever fire insurance policy was issued in the U.S. Specifically, it was in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and we've been paying ever since. Yeah, it's not good. And on this day in 1967, the 100th millionth telephone was connected to the system.
Wow.
With all the cell phones now, I wonder how many are still even connected.
Right.
You know, I did that. That was one of my first jobs, working for General Telephone in Florida. And I was one of those root and rate operators, and we actually had to pull those long cords and stick them in holes.
Yeah.
And then I had to listen for the cha-ching, cha-ching of the nickel, the dime, and the quarter.
Right.
Yeah.
So could you listen in on other people's?
Oh, yes. I had to, because then I had to know when to let go. I didn't really listen. I was pretty good.
Yeah.
I was pretty good about that.
All
I didn't care too much. But cell phones, be careful with cell phones, people. And then, of course, today, ABC Records releases Steely Dan's biggest hit, Ricky Don't Lose That Number. And that's all about the telephone, too. Remember that one?
That's funny.
I know. Oh, and Kevin's got the music playing so we can all sway with our...
Exactly.
Yeah. So the other thing that I wanted to mention was today is reusable shopping bag day. And I have one right here because I use it all the time, my little reusable bag, wherever I go. And I'll tell you, I love these. I buy them every time I see them for like $1 or something like that. They are so good because the bags you toss in your trunk after every shopping trip actually have never seen the inside of a washing machine. And these are often used, never cleaned, reused, and these bags are breeding grounds for bacteria, and we don't really think about that. And then we grab them all bunched up, you know, in our little bunch holders. Right. And we're sticking food in there for lunches and stuff, and it's like, not a good idea because they've never been cleaned. And the number of bacteria multiply tenfold when a reusable bag with leaked any meat juices or anything like that.
Right.
Personally, I just trash all those.
Yeah.
You know, anything with meat in it. But, you know, but I do recycle a lot of that too. But in a lot of these reusable bags, we found more E. coli and fecal bacteria than you do in your toilets. So yeah, get rid of them.
In the plastic
Yes.
grocery bags?
Yes.
That you...
Yes.
Oh,
Ew.
wow.
I know, it's nasty bad.
It is.
And so you don't want to know where else, but there it is. I'll show you. I won't show anybody else. I'm not talking to anybody else about that. So if you use those same bags to carry raw meat products and raw vegetables, you could make a salmonella salad real easily.
Does not sound appetizing at all.
And somebody here from the University of Arizona, Charles Gerber, suggests sticking with cloth bags that can be washed and tossing them in the machine, washing in hot water. And that's what I do with these. I just, you know, spray Lysol in them, and then I don't think about them again. But they're always clean, so, you know, that's really a good thing. So,
Yes.
and we've got, here's the moment you've all been waiting for, because Dave Vance is in the house.
Right.
And he is the Tennessee Informer, so we want to turn this over to him and get going on some good information, even better stuff to know.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here again.
Okay. So, welcome. Here you are again.
Thank you. Good to be
So
back.
glad to have you here.
Updates
Updates
tonight?
on the
Okay.
the whole red flag situation here in Tennessee.
Yes.
So the governor has set a date for his red flag session. I call it the special session for official oppression because that's what he has in mind from everything I've read. One of the best sources for everything that's going on, if you want to know the behind the details on it, behind the scene details, and what we need to do here in Tennessee is on the Tennessee Firearms Association website. Now, I'm not here tonight speaking on behalf of them, but I am a member, I am involved, and that's where the best information can be found. So if you go to the TennesseeFirearmsAssociation.com, you don't have to be a member, you don't have to sign up, you can just get the information, and when you first pop up on the page on the right-hand side, there's some really good information about the session. Matter of fact, there was one put out today, and there was one put out last week, and I really want to talk about the one that was put out last week. Because the title of it was written by the founder of the TFA, which is John Harris. He's a lawyer in Nashville, one of the few good lawyers, one of the few that are on the bright side, let's put it that way. And he's, the title of it is that Bill Lee attacks the Second Amendment with the red flag law.
Oh boy.
And it's a good article, it's a long article, and it lays out what was in Bill Lee's proposed law at the end of the session, because he tried to do this at the end of the session, and the legislature said, no, we're not going to take it up. And so they adjourned, and then he called a special session. Now, he does have a right as the governor to call a special session. And so they will meet, and the date now is August 21st. What they'll do, we don't know, but nobody should take this lightly because we're talking about our Second Amendment rights here in Tennessee.
This is very important.
And I would suggest that everybody go and read the different articles, but there is a clip on the article. There's an audio where he did an email, or excuse me, he did an interview with, I can't remember the guy's first name, but his last name is Murphy on 99.7 out of Nashville. And it's about a 6-minute clip. We're going to play just a little bit of it here in a second. I want you to hear what Governor Lee has to say, and then I'm going to give you the behind-the-scenes information, what he's not really telling you. So we'll go ahead and go with that clip, and then we'll talk about it from
Let's
there.
see the clip. Roll 'em.
I'm the governor that brought constitutional carry to Tennessee because I believe that law-abiding citizens should not have that right infringed upon by the government. But I also believe that in this state, we have an existing law that if a man tries to hurt his wife and is a threat to her in a domestic relationship, we have the ability to separate that person from firearms. It exists in law today. It's already on the books. We do it every day in this state. But if that same man threatens to shoot up a school, we can do nothing about that right now. There's something not right about that situation. And
Okay,
Now,
fill us in.
Well, there's a whole thing, a lot of things not right about what he just said.
Yeah.
Let's talk about his claim that he brought constitutional carry to Tennessee. Well, that's not true.
Right.
They passed something that he was billing as constitutional carry, but even the legislators responsible for bringing it through the House and Senate, they admitted it was not constitutional carry. It's called permitless carry. If you have constitutional carry, you would not still have on your books, in your codes, something that says it's illegal to go armed, okay? That's still there. If you had constitutional carry, you'd be able to carry long guns wherever you want. There's a lot of states, as a matter of fact, there's only like 4 states. Tennessee is one of 4 states that do not allow people to carry long guns. We're only one of 4. I mean, I think Virginia is one that allows it, and they've had people up there at demonstrations or even in the vicinity of their capital. They haven't had any problems. But here in Tennessee, they just can't stand the thought of us carrying along. Now, I personally have no desire to carry around a long gun, but it's a right.
Yeah.
It's a right.
I was going to ask that, like, what would be a situation where anybody would do that? And that doesn't mean carry it like on the rack in the back of your truck, right?
Right.
You're talking about on
Actual
your
carry.
Literally,
If you-
physically have
right.
that on your
Okay.
shoulder.
But there's only 4 states that don't allow it. So that was still there. His law did not apply for the handguns, did not apply for 18 to 20-year-olds. Okay.
Oh, I see we've got some stuff up here.
Yeah, yeah, these are some different points I'm going to hit tonight.
Okay.
So he didn't pass it, and not only that, now his permitless carry was in 21. In June of 22, in the Bruin decision, the Supreme Court, basically what they said was, okay, the Second Amendment's no longer a second-class right, and most of the things that are in our law, in our laws, regardless of the reason, many of them are now going to be unconstitutional because the criteria is, in 1791, the laws on the books at the time in the states, that's your guideline. If you didn't have a law in 1791, and it doesn't have to be verbatim, but it has to be very, very similar in order for it to be valid.
Okay.
And if it doesn't meet that criteria, then it's unconstitutional. Now, these things are playing out still across the country. Matter of fact, you know, he talked about a protective order, and I'll get to it in a minute about something he's not being truthful about there. But recently, after the Bruin decision, there was a case just a few months ago where there was somebody who had a protective order against them, and because they had a protective order, supposedly they can't have a gun.
Okay.
Challenge that?
Is that across the board?
Well, there's a U.S. code, there's a U.S. law on that, but he challenged it, and the court said you cannot use that as a reason to take their guns or forbid them from having guns. You know, if you do something wrong,
Yeah, that makes sense, though.
You get convicted and you go to jail.
Yeah.
All right? But you can't just preemptively based on, okay, we think you're a danger. You can't just go around taking people's guns. That's their
broad
rights.
brushstroke, right?
And let's remember, we have a Second Amendment.
Right.
And it came about after our revolution, and when they were making our Constitution, they were concerned that the document they were creating was going to make a government that was too powerful, too much like the one that they just fought for the last 8 years.
Yeah, right.
And so Second Amendment is about personal defense, but it's also about being able to protect yourself from a tyrannical government. And so that's why we have it. So when he says that, he mentioned in his tape there about the current law that we have for protective orders. We do have a current law for protective orders. It's probably going to be found unconstitutional if it's challenged, okay? It's very likely unconstitutional. Well, he wants to build on something that's probably not going to hold anyway. But where he tells the blatant story is when he says that right now, if somebody that same person were to threaten to shoot up a school, there's nothing, that's totally untrue. Title 33 in our code, Tennessee Code Annotated, deals with mental health.
Right.
And that has a process. There's a process there for doing it. He's got to know that, all right? But he's wanting to make it sound like we can do nothing if somebody threatens to shoot up. I don't think there's any law enforcement officer out there anywhere that would hear that statement and say, you know, he's right. I don't believe that.
Right.
Okay? So that's not true. Like I said, the current thing he wants to build on is probably going to be found unconstitutional. Now, Bruin was decided last year. So you would have thought, since that was decided in June of last year, this session that our state would do what they could to get us in compliance with Bruin. Well, that's what the TFA attempted to do. The administration fought us at every turn. I mean, they had state officials come in and testify why this is not a good idea. Whether you're talking about the long guns or whether you're talking about, they didn't even want to get rid of the law that says it's illegal to go armed in Tennessee. So they fought tooth and nail, yet he wants to get here and get on tape and claim that he's the guy that brought constitutional carry to Tennessee.
Shame on him.
Yeah. So, but I want to talk a little bit about some of the other things that are an issue. So when he's calling a special session, now he just got at the end of the session, the legislature told him, no, we're not interested in doing this. So he calls them back. Now, in our Tennessee Constitution, right up front, Article 1 is the Declaration of Rights.
Right.
And that lists out things, among others, the right to keep and bear arms.
That's right.
All right, it's there.
It's our
that
privilege.
That's Section 26 under Article 1. If you go into Article 11, Section 16, under miscellaneous provisions in our Constitution, it says, and I'm going to read it so I don't misquote anything, because I think this is really important. It's not very long.
Good.
The Declaration of Rights hereto prefixed is declared to be part of the Constitution of this state, and shall never be violated on any pretense whatever. And to guard against transgression of the high powers we have delegated, we declare that everything in the Bill of Rights contained is accepted out of the general powers of the government and shall forever remain inviolate. So our own state law basically says you can't legislate on this.
Right.
So while he has the legal right to call a special session,
Yeah.
they don't even have the authority
Right.
to do everything they have proposed so far.
Yeah. Things are really out of whack, aren't they?
It sounds like
Yeah.
it.
What the heck is going on?
Yeah. Well, and that's one of the things that's it's concerning that they're ignoring that.
Right.
They're ignoring that it's our Second Amendment right as well. And
Right.
Bruin and what a lot of these other court decisions have done is they've made it clear that, okay, like I said earlier, the Second Amendment is no longer a second-class right, and it's been incorporated into our Constitution through the 14th Amendment. So when you violate those rights, you're violating the Second Amendment and the 14th. And of course, you're already violating our state rights. He's ignored Bruin. He's fought tooth and nail using those officials that he has come in and testify against gun laws that we've tried to get passed at TFA. They're paid by us.
Right.
So, but they're coming in and testifying against our rights.
Right. Yeah, something's very wrong with that.
And so when this is in writing, what you just read,
Right.
then what can be done to counteract what's going on right now?
Well,
question.
there's a couple things you can do. I mean, first off, everybody needs to contact their representative.
I have.
Everybody needs to
Amen.
contact their
Maybe
state
I need
senator.
to do it again.
And even though they may not be your direct representative or senator, you need to contact the Speaker of the House, Cameron Sexton, and the Lieutenant Governor, Randy McNally, and even the governor's office, and tell them you don't want this passed. You don't want red flag laws passed in Tennessee. And let me talk about that just a little bit. I've gotten some information earlier today. So when they set up on the 21st, the first day will be organization. That'll be, normally it's assigning committees and making rules. Well, what I have been told is that they are going to use the current Civil Justice Subcommittee. And that's the committee where all the gun laws we tried to get through this year, all the pro-gun laws we tried to get through this year and for multiple years, has the hardest time getting through.
Right.
So it seems to me that the speaker, if what I'm hearing is accurate, that the speaker has tried to put the people there that are least likely to protect our rights on that committee.
Yeah, that's not a good idea. And how can we change that?
Well, we can't really prevent, I mean, they get to, it's their rules in terms of how they set this up, okay? But,
Well, that stinks.
well, I mean, in terms of selecting committees and the rules that they make. We really can't do anything about that. What we have to do between now and then is, like I say, make sure that, and we need to get a commitment from them. The Tennessee Firearms Association has a red flag pledge, or a no red flag pledge. And we've had that in the past, and we have had some lawmakers sign on to it, not a whole lot, but we have had some. And but it's on the site. We encourage you to go there, send it out to your rep, to your senator, and get them to pledge that they will not pass red flag laws. Now, here's some other things to be concerned about. Even though most all of them will say they're pro Second Amendment, and they'll say, "I support the second but." Okay, we call them the second butters. All right.
Okay.
So it means there's all these exceptions
Yeah,
to it,
for good reason.
and but very few at this point have signed that pledge that they would not pass any red flag law. We're going to push it again and hopefully get more to sign it. The other thing to be concerned about is we have some in leadership. You know, Cameron Sexton, Speaker of the House, when this issue first came up, he said, everything will be on the table. I'm not saying that anybody would support, you know, a prohibition on assault weapons, but everything is on the table. Well, everything should not be on the table.
Exactly. That's nonsense.
That's concerning.
These people are not using their heads. You know, it's really sad.
Well, and they don't respect our rights, apparently.
That's right.
And,
well, until somebody shoots one of their kids. Yeah,
right. The Lieutenant Governor, Randy McNally, he supports the red flags law. Obviously, the governor's pushing it. We have another guy in the, Senator Johnson, he's the, can't remember his title right now, I think the majority leader. He originally said something along the lines of, hey, we got to stop saying red flag laws. We're going to have to rebrand this or we can't pass anything.
Oh.
Yeah, and we have...
they're going to sneak it?
Well, they'll rebrand it. It won't be a red flag.
Right.
Now remember if you, I don't know if you noticed on the audio, and actually that part may not have covered it, but you constantly hear him talking about protecting your Second Amendment right,
which he really doesn't.
And which he's proven that he's really not concerned about that.
Not even close.
And basically protecting society. Well.
So basically, he's lying to the people, and that is a problem for me. I don't respect liars. I can't look up to liars.
He's lying on his record.
He's lying on his record, and on TV to people that are going to vote for him possibly, and he's lying. It's not even what's happening.
Well, it gets worse.
People need to pay attention to these things. This is very important.
It gets worse, and that's why I would really encourage, because there's no way I could cover everything, but on the Tennessee Firearms Association website, if you look at the article titled "Bill Lee Attacks the Second Amendment with the Red Flag Law," that has the audio. It also has a copy of the proposal for the law that Lee made towards the end of session. Now, Lee's constantly saying we want to protect, we want people that have proven to be a danger to themselves or others. This is who we're talking about.
Right,
But when you read the law, it's more expansive than that.
Yes.
Okay, it includes people
So it's a partial truth.
Right.
Sounds like Satan. He does that. He partially truths you.
He includes people that may have had, drug or alcohol issues within the last year, or behavior or other emotional events within the last year. Well, that's not the same as a proven danger to themselves or others. Now, remember, they said everything is on the table. There was also a Democrat proposal to look at, there was like a list of 10 drugs. If people were on these drugs, we kind of needed to really look hard at them. Well, wait a minute. That's a whole nother Pandora's box there.
It's a complete different subject, yes.
Because there could be people out there with mental issues, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're a danger to themselves or a danger to others.
Right.
And so he's talking in public, the people that are a threat to themselves or others, but that's not what his legislation that he presented included. So it went well beyond what he said it was going to go beyond. A few more things here to, okay. The big concern is we don't have, the Senate will probably pass anything he comes up with. We have a very weak Senate, even though it's a supermajority of Republicans.
We do.
They will probably pass whatever he comes up with. The House, we do have some good people in the House, but we don't have a lot of good people in the House. And there's going to be a whole lot of pressure because people understand we are actually a battleground for the country right now, because remember those three, the Biden three, or the Tennessee three, I call them the Biden three.
Right. Yeah.
It appears to me, they went and they met with Biden, and now it appears to me that Bill Lee seems to be more concerned with pleasing them and pleasing Biden. Because remember, the Biden administration passed, I think a year ago, maybe not quite that long ago, a funding for states, a funding mechanism for states that pass red flag laws. So I'm sure that figures in, but these Tennessee three, these Biden three, they are far left. They are far left, okay? We're not talking about blue dog Democrats here. We're talking about far left. And don't think that every left-wing organization in the country is not going to at least have some representation and or is funding, helping in some way, shape, or form. When we have this special session, they are going to show up in huge, huge numbers. They always do.
Sure.
Now, so that's why it's important that we right now start hitting our legislators, making sure that everybody we know is doing the same thing, informing people. The TFA is going to, they are raising money right now to run some ads. Also, the TFA is part of a lawsuit with Judicial Watch to have the manifesto, the Killer's Manifesto, released. That's another thing. They want to do all of these things, and we don't even have the manifesto yet. It hasn't been made public, but they're so sure they know exactly what to do.
Right.
You know,
Obviously not.
there's no law that you can pass that's going to stop an evil person from doing what they want to do.
Right. That's a hard issue. That has nothing to do with guns, rocks, anything,
And that's
drugs.
proven
That's a
with-
hard issue. Right.
Right. They'll
Yeah.
find a way.
Right. If somebody wants to do that.
And
Plow people over with your vehicle.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
just happened.
Yeah,
You know.
what are you going to do if
Absolutely.
somebody hits somebody with a vehicle? What are you going to get rid of all the vehicles now because the vehicle was naughty?
Right.
Well, now
What
think
a
about
naughty
it.
vehicle.
The only thing mentioned in Lee's legislation was taking firearms. Okay, it wasn't taking their knives. It wasn't.
Right.
I mean, driving a vehicle. Driving is a privilege.
It is a privilege.
Having a gun is a right.
It's a
Okay?
right, exactly.
To keep and bear arms is a right.
Yes.
Right.
Well, if he was remotely serious about doing anything other than gun control, he could have included in his bill that they were going to take a driver's license. Okay.
Right. There you go.
Now, I don't think it'd go over very well, but if he was being honest, then you would have to take their driver's license. You'd have to confiscate their vehicle.
Right.
Because they're a threat to themselves and other people.
That's right.
Right.
Not a hint of that.
No, yeah, he's double-tongued there.
Right.
So those, those are
Yeah.
some of the concerns, and I just hope people take this serious. And we really need people to make plans to be there. Now, I know it's kind of scary with all the crazy left-wing people that we know are going to be descending on Nashville. By the way, they are going to be descending on Bill Lee's invite. Okay.
Yes.
By him holding this
he's-
special session.
He's probably got the
Right.
coaches.
That is what's created this. If he wanted to bring it up next session, it could be brought up next session. Okay, but he wants to do it now. So once they show up and all the chaos that normally follows, that's because of his invite.
That's right.
That he basically invited them when he called this session.
That's right.
So
That's sad.
Yeah,
Very sad.
But people need to
Disappointing.
take this serious. Do not trust that without our input to our legislators. And there's a couple different ways in addition to calling, writing them, getting a no red flag pledge. Red shirts are fine. Red flags are a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't get the blue memo tonight.
The thing about it is there's other things they can do. If you can get your county commission to pass a resolution, if you can get your county, some of the local county GOPs, I know Henry County has, Stewart County has, and I think O'Brien County, several counties their GOP chapters have passed them. Resolutions. You really need to get your county commissioners but you need to get, everybody needs to know that this is not something that we can just trust the legislature to do the right thing on, because it is going to be a pressure cooker
Because
down there.
they've proven to us that they cannot be trusted. And that's really sad. If we can't trust that those people are going in our stead to represent us, then there are issues there.
Yeah.
There's words for that, but it's so funny, I just can't think of them right now. So anyway, thank you for sharing that. Boy, that's interesting.
But like I say, there will be, as we get closer and we find out more, we'll put out some more information about it. But I just can't say it enough. The TFA, and even though I'm not speaking for them officially tonight, that is the best site to get information.
Right.
And the other thing that's very concerning is some of these legislators. Well, we got to do something.
Right.
When legislators
Right.
just
The
do
famous.
something, we lose.
Yes, exactly.
Now they did, and in fairness too, they did already do something. They did increase the spending for school security.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
That's fine and well. But now this whole need to do something to essentially appease the left. And infringe on our rights in the meantime, because you won't be able to take this back. And by the way,
right.
if they're successful in Tennessee, they're just going to continue to
Right,
roll.
it would just be like a domino effect.
Absolutely.
So, the most powerful thing we can do is pray. I mean, that is the most powerful thing that we can do. Call all of them and let them know what you're thinking. Don't vote these people in again, but anybody that is not telling us the whole truth and nothing but the truth, which
Right.
is what they have said they would do
Right.
and are not, we're not stupid, but we just need to get on our knees and pray and ask God for wisdom and how to move forward with this and put it in His hands.
But he never
like
calls us to
troubled
just sit
times.
around. So
Right.
we still have
We have to do
make the
something.
calls.
Yes.
People really need to plan to be there. I understand.
Yes.
We don't know how long it'll last. There will be a
Right.
one-day setup, and the next day the session will start.
Mm-hmm.
The less time we're there, I think probably the better. The longer it drags on, in my opinion, the worse the outcome will be for us.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to have people show up, because that's one of the problems is the left always is able to mobilize. They pay people to come.
Well, they
okay?
pay people.
They pay
Yeah,
people to
yeah,
come.
yeah.
They'll bring people from other states. Matter of fact, when
Yeah.
they had that last demonstration, they check your ID. Well, a lot of those people are from out of state.
Right.
Which
Yeah.
I don't know why they even allow them in there, but
I
that's a
know.
whole nother issue.
True.
Just more of the breakdown
Yes.
of what's happening in America today.
Yes.
They're bussing people in just for a little meeting like this, but this is a huge thing. So
Right.
yeah, we just have to literally pray.
And you're saying be there when?
Well, August 21st is the first day.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And then second day is 22nd. That'll be the first day. That should be the first day they actually take up any legislation and start the process. But I know that's hard to be there for a lot of people. But if you can be there, you really need to be there. If you can't be there both days, be there at least the first one or the second one. But we've got to make ourselves known. We know that we are not going to accept a red
Right.
flag law. Now I understand too. Lee can't run again.
Good.
But- Yeah, well, it's good that he can't run at the same time. He doesn't have to worry about getting reelected.
Right.
Okay, but most of the people in the legislature, a good chunk of them, are going to want to come back. So they need to understand that the first vote for the primaries in August 24 is going to be in August of 23. And we just need to really drive that home that we're not going to accept them
Right.
doing this to us.
That's right. That's right.
And they'll, of course, rebrand things. They will try to make it, but they've already proven we can't trust them.
That's right.
We already know they're violating their state law and they're violating the U.S. Constitution. They're
Right.
ignoring the Supreme Court.
Right.
Not even trying to comply. Which on everything else, it's like they fall over themselves
Right.
to implement it whenever
Yes.
the court just
When it's-
whispers of something.
Yeah, to their benefit.
Yeah.
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 So that's the bulk of what I've got to cover, unless you have any questions.
No, I'm so saddened to see the reality of it all, and it's really heartbreaking because we do need to have our guns and our laws and our rights, because when it comes right down to something actually happening, if something actually did, I wouldn't want all the criminals to have the guns and we have nothing.
Right.
Nothing to protect us, nothing to protect our family or our land and everything that God has caused us to work for.
Right.
And our children really is the number one thing. And our children are just being destroyed in America today in so many ways. And it really saddens me very, very deeply. It saddens me. And I would please people listen to what Dave has to say here. He's informing us about these very much needed things that we all need to do to stand behind them and call our senators and all these
Reps.
people
Right.
that are representing us, because they're not representing us very well. So we need to be heard. And unfortunately, when they bus all those, people in, then where do we stay in the hotels and that kind of thing?
That is a problem. We've talked about this a little bit, and I know different groups from across the states will do different things, but I'm either going to go find you don't want to stay right there in Nashville unless you want to spend $300 or $400
Yeah, it
bucks a
sounds
night.
like you'd have to go somewhere
But you want to
else.
go somewhere, and then I don't know, either
Stay with family and
stay with
friends.
family if you got it. Call a taxi. Maybe people can pool the resources and get like a van or something to where, because it's even during just a regular session when there's nothing special, it's it's a problem down there. Parking is a problem.
Oh, sure.
And anytime you have something like this, and this is probably going to be worse than anything we've ever seen. So people are going to need to plan ahead, and I'm sure there may be some things put out about that as we get closer. Another thing I wanted to say real quick about the Covenant shooting is, as terrible as it was, they were lucky that the police were that close and could stop them after they killed. I mean, a lot more than 6 could have died, as terrible as that was. Well, it's a gun-free zone. That's one of the problems is we don't, we have kids in schools. Now, this was a private school.
Right.
But, they know what the way things are today. There should have been security. Our schools, I think they are now going to fund every one of them to have at least an SRO. They mandate that we go to school, that we send our kids to school. Then, kind of like their responsibility to keep them safe, even though this was a private school. But all these gun-free zones, where do all these things happen? They happen in gun-free zones.
Right.
Isn't
And that's one of the
that
things that
interesting?
we've been trying to get them to change, but they don't want any part of that.
Now, I am curious about, you've mentioned the website,
Yes.
but are you able to even have a Facebook page and a Twitter account? And if you have things that are firearms,
yes.
oriented, are you going to be shut down?
No.
Do you have to watch what you say? You know what I'm saying?
We do have a Tennessee Firearms Association Facebook page as well.
Okay.
I mean, if we've been shut down, I'm not aware of it. It hasn't lasted for any length of time.
Well, I was just curious about that, how that works, because they have their algorithms.
Right,
They have,
right.
Yes,
you can't, that if you mention things that they don't approve of, you get shut down, you're
Right.
put in Facebook jail, things like that.
Yeah.
Even YouTubers, some of them
Right,
watch
right.
words that they use so that they don't get canceled or, so I've
Yeah.
just been, I was sitting here thinking about that, curious.
No, we haven't really had that problem recently anyway. And like I said, there is a Facebook page. Now that one I think I'm not sure if that one's members only or not, but the actual page where all the information is, the no red flag pledge, the articles, the full audio from Lee talking, his bill, I mentioned that there's already mental health procedures that you can use to deal with these people. That's on the site in this article as well. So that article gives you a lot of information. It shows you what Bill Lee says, but what's in Bill Lee's actual the legislation he proposed. Now, we don't know what we're going to end up with up there, but remember, they said everything's on the table. That's a scary thought.
Yeah,
That is,
exactly.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
thank you so much for being here
yes.
Thank
and
you for
sharing
having
all
me.
of this.
Just want to be able to get the word out any way we can.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. And we look forward to having you back again, too.
Thank you.
Keeping
Absolutely.
us abreast of what's going on in August. We'll be there in August. I hope everybody can make it out there and visit family in Nashville and hang out and be there for all that. But call your representatives. That's number one. That's number one.
Yes.
So thank you so much for being here with us today. It has really been an honor to have on our guests from Puryear and also Dave Vance. And something's coming up this Sunday.
Yes, happy Mother's Day.
Yes, happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Happy Mother's Day to you.
And to you as
Thank
well.
you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it is really a wonderful day. I do treat myself. The boys usually do something, and it's so sweet. It's just so sweet. I think a friend of ours, Suzanne, had asked, what's your favorite thing about Mother's Day? Mine is the hugs and the kisses.
Oh, sweet.
I know, because boy, don't you treasure them?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Parker said today, Mom, they don't let us make things for Mother's Day at school anymore.
Oh no.
And he was kind of, like, I wish they still had us make things for moms. And I said,
Oh my
Baby,
goodness.
I'm just happy and blessed to be
I
your mom.
still have what my son made in wood shop for me. It's a big heart with "I love you, Mom."
Yeah.
And he put a mirror behind the heart.
Oh,
How
sweet.
cute was that? I still have that. He
Yeah.
did that when he was like 10 or 12, something like that. I could never get rid of that.
Oh, no, that's precious.
I know. So happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Yes.
And we look forward to seeing you next week. And we have a great show planned for that day. We'll have Stacy Foy here from the 4-H Club and some other people. You'll hear all about it. Watch our Facebook page. And have a good day, Paris. We'll see you again. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.